All right, guys, we're going to be taking a look at Hake's auction 241. This one ended July 31st, 2024. A few things that I wanted to bring up for this video. The buyer's premium for Hake's is 18%, not including any taxes or shipping in these final prices. I can't confirm 100% if a buyer has paid for a card or not. It is hard to search results on Hake's website, so I was only looking for graded cards. So if there's some raw stuff that sold, cabinets, things like that, did not include in this video, I apologize. I just wish their search was better. And then only cards were shown. Hake sells a lot of stuff. They sell toys, they sell comic books, a lot of stuff like that. I don't know anything about it, so I'm not covering this. I know cards and going over that. So also, there was a ton of non-sports cards that were sold. So make sure to join my vintage non-sports card collector group on Facebook. We just hit 1,000 members today. We're going to be doing a giveaway soon on there. But really trying to scale this into the biggest vintage non-sports community on Facebook. And, there's a lot to do. So make sure to join that. There's a ton of active collectors, and we really try our best to help educate others in this category. The link will be down below in the description. All right, so up first, we have the 1961 Fleers Pirate set. There's 66 cards in this set. It was a mixture between kind of flags of countries and then also the pirates. This one also included a pack that was open, so like the wrapper of that. Some people want to have those, some others don't, but this one sold for $1,385. Blackbeard, I believe, is the biggest name in this set. Then number 24, we have a 1948 Swell Sports Thrills Jackie Robinson. This is so much tougher to find than the Bowman. The total PSA pop on this is 244. I have owned one of these before, but this one sold for $1,410. All right, up next, we have a 1926 M101 of Babe Ruth. This set featured 13 cards. They're issued in 1926 and 27. PSA labels them as 27. The dates are online. I forget specifically when this Ruth was issued, but just for that set general, it was a 2-year release. This one sold for $14.75, which is really cheap for a Ruth card, in my opinion. You're going to see a lot of 1909 through 13 M101 2s in this auction. It seemed like there was someone breaking up like a set or something in that capacity. There was 100 cards in the set, 8x10 size. Tris Speaker, one of the best players in baseball in the early 1900s. This one sold for $1,500, so $1,570 to be exact. All right, up next, M101 2 of Christie Mathewson. I consider him a top 3 pre-war pitcher in the early 1900s. The sold price on this one was $16.22. But we have Hannes Wagner. I think this is an affordable way to get into Wagner stuff. I know this was authentic altered, but it sold for $16.22. All right, Nap Lajoie. He's really known for his 33-34 Gaudi card within the hobby. Again, a very, very good player, probably top 20. There was a little bias in the early 1900s because you had extremely skilled players, but you also had players that didn't perform as well. So there's a big skill gap. That's why you see a lot of the better players are in the early 1900s. Regardless, this sold for $18.17. Going back into non-sports, we're taking a look at a 1971 Topps test issue of Bobby Sherman. Bobby Sherman was a teen idol in the 1960s and 70s, both a singer and an actor. This was a test issue set, and the full set sold for $18.24. You also get one of those wax packs. Adi Yas over here, really good player, but he passed away in 1911. He's the only Hall of Fame player that played less than 10 seasons. I believe he only played 9, and he doesn't have a ton of cards. His T205's very, very popular in the hobby. This one sold for $19.65. All right, 1985 Garbage Pail Kids. In my opinion, this is kind of like the equivalent of like a 52 Topps with just how popular this set is. And really, it sold under $2,000. Another test issue set. This is Room 222, which was a TV show from 1969 to 1974. This full set sold for $2,126. 1940 Leader Novelty. This was card number 6. I believe this was the first Superman set that was issued. There's 36 total cards, and this one sold for $2,600. Another M101 2. This is Grover Cleveland. Grover Cleveland, some of his first cards were around 1913, so this is considered technically one of his rookie cards. He was a very good pitcher, had 120 wins above replacement, and this copy sold for $28.32. That's kind of the reason why this outsold some of the other bigger names you saw earlier in the video. All right, E97 Cy Young. This is one of the rarer cards to find, or the sets, I should say. The image is actually of Irv Young, not Cy Young, but the card was supposed to be Cy Young, I believe, if I remember correctly. And the set you can find in both colored and black and white cards. I do like that PSA has labeled this pictured Irv Young, Boston. And the sold price on this one was $3,158. We're taking a look at a postcard of Walter Johnson. There's 25 postcards in this set. Walter Johnson, top 5 pitcher of all time, and this one sold for $33.16. Up next, 1977 Topps Star Wars card number 1. This is the first year of Star Wars cards, and this one sold slightly under $4,000. 1933 Wild West. This is card number 25. Apparently, this was like the tough card to find in the set for the redemption. It was extremely short printed, kind of like a 32 McKinley. You could get an outfit if you sent in cards 1 through 24 with this card, or this card and 26 through 49. And this copy sold slightly under $5,000. 1973 Topps The Waltons. This series had 9 seasons on CBS, and again, one of those test issues. It seems like Topps made a ton of TV show test issues in the 60s and 70s. This one, a lot more popular. This one sold for $5,192. This is a really cool card. I've seen this a few times on eBay, but you have Cobb and Wagner, two top 15 players all time, and this sold for $6,500. Again, from those M112s. Just a straight up Cobb on this side of things. Again, depending on the year on this card, if it's a 1909 specifically, which it's his supplement over here in 1909, this is considered like a Cobb rookie. Although he had postcards and stuff like that from 1907, Cobb rookie cards are kind of weird. Regardless, this sold for $6,500. And look, I'm not gonna make the whole argument what Cobb rookie is or not. Some people call his T206 rookie. Some call postcards earlier rookie cards. I'm not the expert on that side of things. I just think it's one of the earliest Cobb cards within his career, and that's why it sold for a lot of money. Interesting one, Robert Downey Jr. This one sold for $6,500. Also, this one was issued during the first Iron Man movie, which I remember watching this one as a kid. This was a massive sale at $6,500. All right, Horrors of War, 288 cards in this set, and the full set sold for $6,505, including some of the harder to find issues. 1910 Honus Wagner. These postcards, we already covered, I believe, Walter Johnson, but these were issued in Ohio. And from reading up on this, these used to be labeled as 1907 through 1909, but now they're verified as 1910. This one sold for $8,600. Huge sale of the Superman #1 Through the Flames novelty leaders #1. This sold for $10,186. From all the dealers that I've talked to on the non-sports side of things, these cards, or just like Superman or in general from like 1940ish, have been going crazy. And the highest sell in this auction is a 1909 13 M101 Joe Jackson. Again, depending when this was specifically issued, Joe Jackson's first cards, I believe, were like 1910 11ish. So that's why this one sold for quite a bit. Although Joe Jackson is super collectible and doesn't have a lot of material out there. Let's take a look at a few honorable mentions. Up first, 1948 Lone Ranger set, 48 cards. Apparently last 24 are a bit scarcer to find, and this one sold for $12.85. Up next, a 1914 Cracker Jack. The 1914 Cracker Jacks are much tougher to find in higher grade than the 1915 counterparts. This one sold for $11.51. Then we have a 1965 Bewitched Pretty Witch. This was a test issue, again, based on a TV show. Tons of those in this auction. 26 card set. This specific copy sold for $11.42. A 1964 James Bond set. This was based off of the Goldfinger movie, and this was a 60 card set. This sold for $1,000. A Turkey Red Cy Young. 75 cards in the set, 50 being baseball, 25 boxers. I have the Jack Johnson boxer in my collection. This sold for $11.53. And that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And I always could use some extra help when I build out some of these videos for auction houses or like non-sports releases. I eventually want to also do like more baseball sets and things like that. So I want to help increase the education on the YouTube side of things. So if you ever want to help out and contribute to a set or something like that, hit me up. And I do want to give shout outs to some of the different channel members: Paul, Giles, Alaska Picker, and Aaron Herbert. And if you did enjoy this, make sure to watch some of the other auction recaps. I'm going to continue moving on this PowerPoint slide format in the future because I think it's way better. All right, I'll see you guys in another video.